Hi there, Rhonda without an H, here with segment 2 of my videoing this morning. I wanted to keep these in small segments so it wasn't this huge long video, and that way you can go to the ones that interest you. So I wanted to show you just a fun little card that you could do for Christmas that's just simple and yet I think is adorable. And this was inspired by one of my friends, my online friends. Her name is Corinne Yates, and she's in my Facebook group, and she sent me this adorable card, and it inspired me to create my own version. And so this is what I'm going to show you to do today. This is the front, and this is the back. Now I have just done it on one sheet with the idea of, excuse the reach, and I bought these Christmas cards in Walmart. They're 32 for only $2.86. So they're not going to be the amazing ones where you ooh and ah and it's got lots of texture and all that kind of thing, and the verse is really simple, but they're cute. And so I thought what could be a fun addition would be to put one of these, something that you've hand done with a cute card, and if you write a fun note, what a fun thing to give, so that whoever you give it to, it's inexpensive, but they look at that and they say, wow, look at the time they took to create that for me. So anyway, that's my thought process on that. Just set that aside. So I'm going to show you how I do this. And so, first of all, you need some book pages or dictionary pages, whatever vintage thing you feel you want to use. So I am going to pull a couple of these. I use 2 for each one. And I just use, like this, I am not a paint snob by any stretch of the imagination. I just get whatever's there, whatever's, handy. This is Riviera tan. This is a tan. I will just put a couple of drops. My idea was not, and then I've got a credit card, an old paint thing that I use a lot, and I just pull. That's how I like to cover pages sometimes. Just depends. But this is a fun way. And I just put a simple, this is a deli sheet behind it, but whatever, just so it keeps it clean. And then I've got a white that I'm also going to add a drop or two. My idea is not to completely saturate this, but I wanted to cover up a little bit the words, the writing, but I wanted it to show through, if that makes any sense to you. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I might do, it's a process, guys. I just, I do it till I say, I like that. Whoops. and then I quit. Wipe it off on a rag or something. Okay. So then I would set those aside and let them dry completely. So we'll just move those out of the way. And I have here, voila! Magic! I have 2 pages that I have previously done. So now I am just going to do a simple tree. So you can, I don't need that for a minute. You can make a pattern if you wish, but I'm just going to draw, you know, just a basic shape. And then I'm going to cover it and stitch. And with that, you can see that I've got some greens, some fabrics. So I'm just going to pick and choose here as I want and cut some. Now you'll notice on this particular tree, I did it as all one, you know, this is one piece of fabric, this is one, and then this is one. And I probably did the same on this, but for this video, what I want to show you is how you can mix and match. Oh, look at that. So I just keep, I just have lots of fabrics, and I like to keep them and just play. And we will cut another strip. And as you can see, I'm not like being too careful about where it all goes. And I want some different ones. So, sounds like I've got a message on my phone. People don't call me until I'm doing a video. Did you know that? I think that's the rule. So I suppose if I were ever lonely and wanted to chat with somebody, I would start a video and I would get phone calls. Okay. I like that. Like I said, I'm just not being, you know, too particular about it. I didn't bring out, however, some of my golds or tans for the trunk. So, just a minute, I will swing over here, and hopefully you can still hear me as I come back and pick a fabric. And honestly, for me, let's see, I'm so used to using my rotary cutter, but I'm trying to do this like how, you know, for how you might not have all of those quilting kinds of things. Okay, so next thing I use is an Elmer's glue stick. Ta-da! I am just going to glue it down, glue my fabrics. Let's see, I actually like having this one done with this. And some of your fabrics, here's a little tip for you when you're working with things, like this has definite design on one side, and then it's very pretty on the back side, but it's plain. So you can use both sides of the fabric on some. Doesn't work with everything. And I'm not being too terribly cautious about where these are going. I'm just putting them on. Glue, glue, glue. Da, 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 da. This is a project that even those of you that have children, that this could be a fun thing that your kids could do and make a fun card for grandma or grandpa. Yeah, as a grandma, I love that kind of thing. Okay, so I am going to take this to my sewing machine, and to do that, I have to set my camera up a little bit differently, so I will be right back. I'll meet you at the sewing machine. Okay, here we are. I am using a black thread so that it stands out. I can show you that way. I'm setting my stitch at 2.8, which is normally a 2.5. I use a Janome. That's the machine I'm using right now. And I'm using just a regular needle, not a jeans, not a microfiber, just a regular needle to do this. Okay, so I'm just stitching down the middle, as you can see. Lift up my presser foot, turn it, continue to stitch along this side with my needle down, lift up my presser foot and put it down and continue to stitch. And then up and clip my threads. So, as you can see, I have the tree stitch down. Now we will slip this back in and do the trunk. And just for fun, let's go ahead. Gonna turn it to zigzag. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that really, really well. At least you can tell that I'm here at the machine. And then we're going to put it back to the regular stitch. Well, wait a minute. Okay. It's hard to see the way I've got it. Okay. Okay, you can see I just did a fun little zigzag in there too. And if you are a person that loves to leave the threads, you can leave the threads. If you want to trim them, whatever you feel to do that way, it's your tree. Okay, so I will be back with you in just a minute. I gotta turn the camera around and I'll see you back at my desk. Okay, here we are back here. I have trimmed my threads, and for the moment I'm going to put this to the side while I get my other side piece, and we are going to go ahead and decorate it with some stamps and washi tape. So let me get the supplies. Okay. And of course you realize that whatever it is that you have, use what you have, obviously. I like the saying, so I'm just, you can see I am getting that nice and covered, and then I bring it back and gauge and try to place it in the center with straight down and lift straight up. That's nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my other, for the other side. If I could talk, might be dangerous, you guys. I'm just saying. So we'll just position that straight up and position this one. Okay. Let me set those aside. And so we'll let the ink dry a little bit on that, just so it doesn't lift off any of the ink. And what I'm going to do, just to kind of help that process, is I'm getting a piece of deli paper or tissue paper, something like that I'm just pressing down. And as you can see, it does lift off on the image. So you want to make sure that your image, your stamped image, is good and dry. And then go ahead and color it. I wasn't too terribly original. I just did green and brown for the pine cones. But you do it however you want. Because I want to move this along, I'm not going to take the time to color that now. I'm going to go ahead now and put the two pieces together. So, and then I'm going to stitch around the edge, and we'll put washi tape off. So to do that, here's my glue stick again, and I just ran a few beads there of glue. I'm lining this up. Okay. So now I'm going to stitch around the edge, and I'll show you that, but I have to reposition again. This is a little bit tricky, but I want you to see that I actually do work and to let you join this process. Okay, just a minute. Alrighty, here we go. I am with that same 2.8 stitch. I'm going to go ahead and stitch approximately 1/4 of an inch around, but you can just eyeball that. And if you're not one for accuracy, that's okay. You know, this is just, I'm just eyeballing this as I go along. And I'm stitching on all 4 sides. Hum baby, hum baby. All right. Now, another thing that I want to share with you that you could do, which would be perfectly fine too. If the stitching straight lines is not easy for you, then go ahead and wonk it up. You know, do maybe like 2 or 3 stitches, and that's okay. That would be really fun too. All right, so we've got the one side and the other side. So once again, I'm going to reposition my camera, and we'll go ahead and finish this up. Here you see we have it stitched around. This was I stitched on this side, and the back side, you'll notice when you do that, it'll have a tendency to project a little bit more. It'll be raised up. And if you don't like that, then all you need to do is to get a straight edge or bone folder and just run it over the stitching, and that will push it back down. Okay, now this is the part where you decide, pick some washi tape to go around, or you could paint if you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead, I like that tape, and sometimes the hardest part of attaching washi tape is finding where it starts and stops, you know. Okay, so here we go. I hope you can see this all right. And I am doing mine just inside my stitching line. And I am, because I'm a fuss pot, I'm not ripping my washi tape there. But I do sometimes on some projects, and that's perfectly fine. You know, this is personal choice. I'm just giving you an idea. Whoops. Actually, I don't really need that underneath there now, but that's all right. So you can see how pretty this is as we get going here. I love washi tape. I love washi tape. Let me show you. These are my Christmas washi tapes. Just fun, fun, fun. Okay. And then I just take a bone folder and just run that down. Okay, and now I will color this, obviously, but like I said for the video, not now, but you can see how cute that is. All right, now let's turn it over and let's finish this off now. So for this one, I want a skinnier edge, and so I just happen to have some skinny washi tape edges. Yay! And do I want that to go on both sides or over this? Do I care? Do I like it? I like it. So I'm just gonna do the very same thing around here. All right. Just continuing on around. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So hopefully you've been thinking of some ways that you can incorporate this simple little project. We'll do the bone folder. And now we are ready to do the top. So I believe this is eyelash yarn. Maybe not, but you see it's very sparkly. And I have taken a bit of that and tied a bow for these two, which I think is very cute. And I could do that. I could just take this and make a little bow. Trying to make a little bow. The eyelash little stuff gets in the way, of course. And then, of course, you know, glue that down. But I thought it would be fun to show you something different. And I have here a little dollop of, I crocheted this, just a little circle of, let's see. This is for making washcloths and things that you can buy in Walmart. Very inexpensive. Let me grab the skein that you can see for scrubbies. Okay? And yet, look, it has this fun, I love to use this in my stitching with my mixed media combinations, journaling and whatnot, because I just love it. So, we can do this and glue that on as kind of a star at the top. And I'm going to use some Recollections mixed media adhesive. I use this quite a lot, and this is almost out. I have another one on hand, but you know, I like to use them until they've just literally died, right? So, okay. And then I will just glue that on, press it down. 1001, 1002, sing a song, joy to the world. Or any kind of Christmas, anything that you want. Okay. So there you go. You have a fun little card that you can, like I said, you can add to another Christmas card, put it in. If you want to make this its own card, you can obviously do that too. And this is how I would do that. All right. I would do another 2 pages and, you know, stitch those around the edge like you did this. And then I would in the middle, and I'm not going to actually do this one. This is just to show you what you could do, is I would zigzag down the center here so that it will fold. And then you have, or you could put this on the inside and you could back this with plain, you know, and put this here and do it like that. As you can see, there are a ton of possibilities. So I'm going to leave it here for this segment. Thank you guys. I hope that you'll make some of these. They really are fun. Alrighty, until next time, bye now.